thing is just offensively, that's the one thing that gives me reasonable concern. But if they can make it happen, again, I think the team will be in good shape still down the stretch, but that defense is going to be hard to penetrate. It's really going to be that difficult. Good stuff. Amobi Okoye around the corner. We're going to be talking Chicago Bears, talking the Houston Texans because they're playing Buffalo this Thursday. And right now, no CJ Stroud. So it is going to be interesting. So, all right, here we go. Knows a thing or two what happens up and in Chicago. This is the best feeling that Chicago fans have been having in a long time. And so, love the culture, love the change up from here to discuss it. Joining us, here's Amobi Okoye here up and on the program. Nope. There we go. I don't know about you, Amobi, but I ain't felt this from Chicago in a long time. And now they're division leaders right now. It may not look pretty, but you know what? Not every game this season has looked pretty. And they're already doing some things, shaping the culture and making an impact from it. What have you been impressed with Chicago this season with Ben Johnson? Because it seems to me like he is a youngster, but has a lot of the experience on his belt and does exactly with what he mentioned several times in the press conferences that he was going to do. It may take a little bit of adjustments, but what have you seen thus far that you've been impressed with?
Thanks for having me on, first of all. And then it's like I was at the first game when they it was the alumni game where the Legends were there in Chicago, the first game when they played Minnesota, and they had that game won. We were in the stands watching it, and they called us to come on the field to get recognized. And from the time we left the stands to get on the field, Minnesota took over the league. And we were like, what the hell just happened? But it was still a solid performance all around from the team, and they kept on building on it. And to see them win the way they just won this last week, this past Sunday against Minnesota again, they're trending upwards. Caleb is playing lights out right now.
Now, I know, like, Caleb Williams, in my opinion, when I look at this, I know he's got potential up from there. Now, my biggest concern is that he's got a lot of fastball, but there's times in some of those plays, you got to be able to nail the layups. You got to be able to nail the simple stuff. It's all that scripted play where if you nail that, get consistency rolling, and then, oh, by the way, there's Luther Burden down the field or Rome Odunze, then you can hit that home run ball pretty easily. I like the fact, too, that, Ben Johnson has finally figured out with the dual tight end set between Kmet and Colston Loveland. And I think utilizing a lot of those weapons really has been helping up to the arsenal. But with Caleb Williams, it's a lot of not just the ad lib stuff, but it's also the structured scheme stuff. He's got to be able to manage up. And I think with these next few games, it's favorable for Chicago, and there's always going to be room for improvement there.
I think the same. And and they just tell you how football is the ultimate sport where it takes everybody. Look at Caleb's rookie year and how Jalen Daniels did his rookie year and becoming an NFL rookie of the year and all. Now look at this year 2. It's like the reverse. And so I think it's all coming together. Like I said, football is the ultimate team sport that correlates to life, especially. And then so seeing it all just formulate, and I just hope that they keep on keep it going. It was good to see them win. Good to see the Texans. All the NFL teams I played for won this week. And the college teams I root for lost this week. So it was interesting, but it was good to see them turning around and trending upwards.
Tell you what, I got to ask what your reaction is going to be like in these next few weeks. But, man, could you imagine what the atmosphere will be like if Chicago wins the division? Like
and the way. I mean, then the NFL really had with scheduling in the last couple of years has been good because towards the end of it's very meaningful games that you still have to play towards the end of the year that can determine the trajectory of where your season goes. And so, yeah, this next few weeks, man, every team is going to have to be on top of it.
So I want to shift to a team, and it was obviously last night's game, but Dallas ended up showing the way that they did against the Raiders. And what I said when the program started is I think if you are Dallas, and a lot of this is just sending a message to Jerry Jones, don't screw this up, because number one is this team has a lot of high potential, and the amount that the draft picks that they got back, you can address your safety, you can address your corner, you can address with an edge rusher. This team and what they put together. Now, they're going to feel the stinging of Micah Parsons, but it's not going to last there for very long.
Exactly.
I think going into the draft with what they have, there are going to be teams that are going to be fighting to get a quarterback, but I think this is good leverage for Dallas. What do you make of it? Because I think this Dallas defense, as if they can address those pieces in the secondary, shut that down. I mean, Quinnen Williams was one of the parts that they know they got. And that's going to be the question mark of the money they'll spend for it. But if you keep this and you add on to more, what's to say 2026 won't look different for Dallas?
Their run game and the secondary is the two things they just need to improve to get them over the hump, in my opinion. And so I think they address those things. It's wide open, and to go in and run the table, and the Eagles don't look like as formidable as they were last year or going. But we'll see. Man, like I said, these next couple of weeks are very, very important.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, and the big thing is Dak Prescott playing as rejuvenated that he is. I mean, I don't know what it is. I got to get the number to his doctor, because the fact that he comes back up from from having the injury, and then yet he looks like this. That already told you that whole Arch Manning conversation shut down completely. It's like, this is our quarterback. We're going with him, and we're going to go with wherever he leads us. But I felt like that George Pickens trade.
Oh, that was huge.
Oh, my God. I even said it on the program he's going to have a Cortland Sutton season where he's going to accumulate 75 to 80 catches, over 1,000 receiving yards, and probably 7+ scores if you get there. I think he's playing for a contract himself.
Oh no, it's like, I keep saying these next few weeks it's going to be interesting to see how everybody buckles down and plays.
So a team that's playing Thursday, the Houston Texans. Now, unfortunately, C.J. Stroud is going to be sidelined again for the straight week, and it's hard. But I felt like, and you've played alongside him with D'Amico Ryans, and you know the kind of personality he is, and what he's about. Now, going into this game, it's not going to be easy because you're playing against Buffalo, who put up 44 against Tampa. But that defense is going to be the key in which could shut down the momentum that Josh Allen is carrying from. What do you expect from Thursday? Because I love this defensive front, and I love everything that they're doing, and that's going to be important if they want to keep in this game.
Oh, no doubt. For instance, since playing with D'Amico, we always knew he was going to be a coach. We called him captain for a reason then, because we had that. We just didn't have a player on the field that was good, great. We had a captain and a coach that was also getting us getting us right. So that defense for them, we know is going to be good. We just need Mills to play manageable football, run the ball, and we should be good.
Yeah. No, absolutely. If they can run the football efficiently, get physical, and find ways to stop the run and find ways to get Josh Allen out of his rhythm, that's going to be incredible for Houston to be able to fight in, even on a short week in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be, and then, playing hopefully we can use some home field advantage as well to get the dub, because definitely need it. Definitely need it. I think the Texans were like one of a few teams in the history that started the season 0-3 and still made it to the playoffs. So if we did it in the past, we can do it again.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, last question here before letting you go. This season has been odd for not a bad reason, but for an interesting reason, because a lot of teams' identities you can see out there up and onto the field. Every team's got an issue. It just depends on the severity of the issue they're dealing with, and if it's solvable. And what's funny is, like right now, the Rams look like the determined team. Seattle looks physical. They got a really good defense. Unfortunately,
Well,
like
Matthew Stafford is playing some good ball right now.
he's playing great ball.
Great,
And what
great
I
ball.
said yesterday was it was like two heavyweight fighters. One of them just forgot his uppercut at home, and that was where Sam Darnold just completely forgot. But it's wide open though, Amobi. Like, to me, this season has really changed up a lot. And it seems like this offseason, teams are going to be on the phones constantly and trying to figure out how do we get our momentum back if we cannot make it. But this is
and especially and that's the beauty about professional sports, especially the NFL, when they trickle it further down. Look at a team like the Colts. Who would have thought they would be doing what they're doing right now?
Yes.
So it's going to be teams like that every year that just comes out of the woodwork and surprises the heck out of you. And guys, we keep my eye on those boys over there on the Colts, man. We'll see how they finish out strong. Jonathan Taylor is my MVP for the season so far.
Oh, absolutely. I want to see Jonathan Taylor win that MVP more than anything else. I mean, it's not that it's voter fatigue, but the fact of the matter is, let's put some respect on some of these running backs. These guys have been playing down and dirty. They've been playing physical. They've been playing really good, and they're important to a lot of these teams. You get a run game, that's going to be your quarterback's best friend.
Exactly. Danny Dimes, he knows.
He does indeed. And, hey, they've been working it every way that they can, and now getting Sauce Gardner in the secondary, as a team that's really shooting for it this time around. So, all right, Amobi, appreciate the time for you to come on by. Enjoy the Thanksgiving with you and your family and the holidays, man. Appreciate you for coming on by and sharing up with the high energy, man. The Texans, that's going to be an interesting game up on Thursday night. We'll see what happens up from there. Take care, my friend, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. All right, there you go, guys. Man, we hit the jackpot.